Well, Happy New Year to you all, and it's really good to have your company again. Sport's been pretty poor on the rivers. I mean, from the whole of the Christmas and New Year break and through to, I think, the first 3 weeks maybe of January, we've had very high flood conditions. Every time the rivers looked like coming into some sort of fishable form, they've been topped up again with more rain. Pretty well rained every day. So as a consequence, I've had to look elsewhere for a bit of fishing. Now, I did manage to get out on the day after New Year's Day, I think it was January the 2nd, with Joel from Albion Angling, a fine YouTube channel which I'm sure you're going to see an awful lot more of. And I did get a little roach on a small Lancashire river. The river was too high. I think it's been even worse since then. But that was pretty well the the total catch between us. But more of that later. There's going to be another more collaborative work with Albion Angling, and hope to be fishing with Joel again soon. But what I did find was a little local pond. When I say a pond, small reservoir really. I've often wondered what it might hold. I knew it had a little bit of a history of angling, and I thought I'd give it a go. Not really being sure what to expect, and certainly not a lot in the middle of the winter. Well, it's New Year's Eve, the day before New Year's Eve. Quite mild weather for the time of year, which is obviously end of December, and I'm on an old derelict mill lodge, as we call them around here. It's like a large pond, small lake, call it what you will, which used to be owned by a fishing club. It's got some quite well maintained pegs, but they've been abandoned I think about 8 or 10 years ago, when the place got a bit of a serious pollution from the inflow stream. So it's a bit of an unknown quantity what's in here, but I'm sure I've seen roach topping in the autumn when I've been on a walk around here, so it'll be quite interesting just what materialises from this session. I'm fishing red maggots and pinkies. I've also got some bread, and I've put some chopped worms in on another line just on the way across towards that overflow over there, just to see. Might change to worm later and see if I've got a perch. I've got a float rod and a ledger rod both set up. Ledger rod with an old-fashioned swing tip that I've made myself, so we'll see how that goes. Tactics were pretty simple. Red maggot on an 08 hook length and 18s hook. Well, red maggots and pinkies, tried castor as well, usual thing. And in a couple of later sessions I tried bread as well, trying to tempt a bigger fish. So we're just going to fight through all these until something better comes along. Honey Sergeant at the end of the day. And another visit to this little local pond. When I say pond, it's an old mill lodge as they call it, small reservoir, perhaps less than half an acre. I've had a couple of visits. It's been abandoned by a fishing club in the past, and I've had a few silvers and a couple of perch, nothing of any size, barely landing net size really. But the fact that there's perch here suggests that the roach might get big, because there's a few predators in to crop the small fish. Interesting to see what happens. It's quite an urban setting. I mean, to the right there we've got a housing estate at the back, and to the left, as you can hear, we've got the town bypass. But for all that, it's quite a charming place, you know. I'm quite taken with it. Let's see what happens anyway. I'm going to fish a float. The float rod ready to be set up there. I'm going to fish a waggler with maggots and pinkies. On one of the sessions, my friend Colin came down to chat for an hour and sit beside me. He didn't bring any tackle. Yeah.
Getting it sorted. I just got very lazy.
It's the worst time of the year for fishing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, weather-wise, it's not brilliant, is it? We've got gear in the loft, gear in the shed, and
yeah,
that's better.
That's the way, isn't it? I think that's where the first few balls of red went. Something ding-donging away, isn't there? Come on. I think these are little tiny. Oh no, that's not that tiny.
Yeah, it's a piece of fish. Little roach.
Not quite so little.
No. No,
Yeah,
it's
isn't it?
inside.
Is it a skinner breed? Is it Roach? That's not a bad one now. Not a bad one at all. So we'll put the keep net out. You've got that black. Not bad at all.
Put your thumb down, you couldn't see it on camera.
Pretty good with the editing. You seen the latest?
I've not, no.
Glad I didn't get a...
Oh, you're away. Nice.
Not a big one this time. So the bread theory, maybe. Not sure about the bread theory now. The big fish. So as you can see, lots of small roach and one or two better ones, and I'm very curious to see what the spring and summer will bring. I think the slightly warmer conditions could bring out more species, so it'll be interesting to see just what else is in there. Oh girls, go on. But you stay over there, okay? That's the rules. These seem to be the residents here. Only one cygnet left. Out of the bunch. Just shows it's always worth checking out these little urban waters. No matter how built up it is around them, it's surprising a lot of them don't get any fishing pressure, and can turn up some delightful surprises really. But as I edit this video, the conditions have changed. We've got more settled river conditions, although it's very cold last week, and so I can't wait to get out on the rivers now and give that a go. Hopefully we should get some interesting results from that too.
Yeah. He's taking it on the chase, that. How remarkable. That's like a better one. Oh, yes.
Maybe a tiny bit bigger.
There's a bit left.
So, always worth a try these little local waters. Google Earth is a good way to find these places, although it can be a little bit confusing, like patches of woodland and car parks can sometimes look like lakes, unless you've got a really good focus on them. I prefer the old school Ordnance Survey Pathfinder maps to look for little patches of water, ponds, lakes, reservoirs, and have a good look round. It's winter, it's grim, endless January, but you won't catch fish sitting at home in an armchair moaning about how bad things are. Get out there. Remember, if you get a few bites and a fish, you've done pretty well. It's the worst time of the year for fishing, but it's got a charm all of its own, and it's certainly a good challenge getting out there. Okay, so I'll see you next time, and if you've liked the content, please share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. That'd be absolutely great. Okay, see you for the next adventure next time.